So on a day like this one, you will clearly hear of more of the words like oil, gas, opportunities, and stakeholders. Why? First, the oil and gas is the bigger picture, is the bigger loaf of the bread. And then the investors, or let's say the stakeholders, are the ones that are going to supply the bread. And then the opportunities, the people who are going to receive the bread. But how prepared are you to be in that queue? For instance, if you're to draw back a little bit in the time of school time, when they were giving out meal cards, they would give you a meal card, and whereby if at all your meal card expires, all the boxes have been ticked, then you will not go for food unless you have a new meal card in there. But still, there are people who could still get or lose their meal cards even after a week. So these are the opportunities that are there for the oil and gas. There are people who have been following the oil and gas situation since way back, from the discussions of the East African Crude Oil Pipeline project. They followed up till the discussions till what was happening here in the Joint Permanent Commission that went through, that happened still in Kampala. That was at Sheraton. That was between Uganda and Tanzania, and also other key stakeholders in there, but mainly between two countries, JPC, the Joint Permanent Commission. There are people who also followed up till the final step that we can clearly look at as the semi-finals. That is the final investment decision. And once it was taken, all eyes are now on Uganda. But we can say all eyes are now on Uganda. We have key stakeholders here. We have Total Energies, which has a huge percentage in stake here. We have Uganda and Tanzania sharing the percentages of 15-15, because Total Energies has 62%. I previously said 65, just a correction there. Total Energies has 62%. The 8% is going in for the China oil and China Offshore and Oil Company, CNOOC. Then that is 8%. The 15% and the 15% clearly shows to you why we had the Joint Permanent Commission between Uganda and Tanzania. Remember, Tanzania will be managing our exports of the oil refining at the moment through the Tanga port, as we'll be looking at a refinery that we'll have in Uganda by 2027. Get through these things are happening in phases. 2022, a final investment decision is taken. That decision was taken to foster production and also look at possible ways in that Ugandans can pinch in and see the available opportunities for the oil and gas sector. Now, 2022, that is it. 2023, 2024, we'll be giving ourselves a framework to 2025, when we do expect our very first drop of oil. Well, besides that simple analysis, let's first get back to Rita Kabanyoro, who is at the Kampala Serena Hotel, to give us more of what is happening from there during in the ongoing oil and gas conversion. Rita, please take this away.
Very well, thank you so much. In case you just joined us right now, still coming to you live from Kampala Serena Hotel. My name is Rita Kabanyoro, and we are into a conference hall where the convention is going to take place. You might be asking yourself, what kind of convention? Yes, we're speaking about the 8th oil and gas annual convention that is going to be happening here. A lot of people are already set to share what they have got, and also we anticipate a panel discussion from different people to be telling us what exactly they are expecting, and not just expectation, but how more can we improve our oil and gas sector around this particular country. Let me interact with a gentleman here. Hello. Hi, good morning. Can I speak to you, please? Maybe if you don't mind, you could tilt a little bit, if you don't mind. Just like that. Thank you so much. You're live on Smart 24 TV. Thank you so much for coming to the convention. What is your expectation? But take us through your name and where you're coming from.
I'm called Chomukama Sam, engineer from Nikontra Limited. We're located in Tinda, Matters Way. That's our office. We deal with the construction, road construction, water, buildings.
Are you part of the suppliers here, or you're here to break deals, to make ends meet?
Yes, I'm part of the supply. No, I don't have contract with them, but I'm registered on national. Is it national? What national?
Petroleum Authority.
Yeah, supply database. Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe before even we go to the expectation, at least we've got one person who has gone through the registration process. Share with me, how has it been like you getting to the database?
Yeah, the registration. You mean the registration as
Registration as a supplier, because you said you're registered on the database, Petroleum Authority database.
definitely, this registration database. We have the procurement officer in the office. It's me who doesn't do it directly. Me, I'm a civil engineer, so it has been registered by the procurement officer.
It feels good. How do you feel, okay, your company being at least, highlighted or registered on the database?
Yeah,
What does this mean for you?
definitely there are opportunities once we go through. Otherwise, may I feel that we shall have opportunities to be part of the oil and gas. But unfortunately, part of it, okay, I've heard that once you want to participate with oil and gas, in construction, for example, you have to have new machines, which actually sometimes you can't have a breakthrough because to have new machines, is not an easy thing. But me, my proposal is that once you get the opportunity to work with oil and gas, you just get a contract. They give for example, they give you sign a contract. They give like a loan under your contract. They give you the new machines which they need because to participate in the oil and gas, you have to have new machinery. So once you have this new machine, if you get a contract, they keep on deducting from your invoices. They pay you on that contract, They keep on deducting on your invoice. The machines might come in the names of oil and gas. We don't mind, but they keep on deducting on your invoices. When you pay off, then the machine they bring to you, they come back to you.
Okay. We are trying to at least be at speed. The program is beginning, but share with us, with even the viewer, what you think can be done to improve suppliers, to improve people who can tap into the oil and gas opportunities. You highlighted about a challenge of purchasing new machine, which I see is a challenge to some, people suppliers. What should be done to improve the opportunities, the gateway opportunities to these particular projects?
I don't get you right, your question. Maybe.
What should be done to make sure more people tap into opportunities around oil and gas?
Basically, to me, what should be done, it's in fact the best way is like having such convention like this one. This convention like this one, people get to know what's in oil and gas, and the people get to know the registration process and the other requirements, which some of the people don't know, by the way. But with time, with this convention and this kind of convention, people understand what's oil and gas. Otherwise, people, they don't understand. Some don't understand.
Surely. Like you say, indeed, we're going to understand by the end of the day what more is there from oil and gas project. Thank you so much. Your name again?
I'm called Engineer Sam, Chomkama Sam from Nicontra.
Thank you, Engineer Sam. A good day. Engineer Sam shared something there from a challenging perspective from public, but very well. The programming has started because I see the MC at the podium. But let me get at least one more view, then I could take you to the podium. One more view from someone here as well. Hello, gentlemen. Good morning. Sorry for interruption. Hi. Good morning. Fine, thank you.
Fine.
You're live on Smart 24 TV.
Thank you.
Could you share with us your name and where you're coming from?
So my name is Dilip Bhandari. I'm living in Uganda for last 20 years now, and I'm into logistics industry. Been working with this project, oil and gas, for last 15 years. When the Tullow and the previous partners, Heritage, discovered the oil for first time. So I have been part
Sorry,
of.
I have to create a distance.
Sure. So I've been part of the journey from the beginning, and I'm really excited to join today because this is the first major event after the FID. So it's very significant because we have all been waiting for this for last 15 years now. And
What does this mean for logistics? People who are in logistics like you, what do you think is going to improve your capacity?
Yes, so we have been waiting and we have been hearing about increasing the capacity in logistics industry because logistics industry is one of the segment which has been demarcated for ring fence for the Ugandan companies. So it's a great opportunity for the Ugandans. I think I will encourage people to buy the trucks, buy other equipments which are required for the projects because there will be a huge demand and there is already a shortage of the trucks. A good trucks, we don't call it trucks, but a good truck because oil and gas company have high standards and they can't just use any truck for moving the cargo because they don't want to hear any incident, they don't want to hear any accident. If it comes into the press, it will be a bad image.
Okay. And given that factor, what is your take or what is your opinion on the infrastructure that we've got around the country?
I think government has done a lot in last few years, especially on the road infrastructure. If you move around in those areas of the Hoima and nearby, there is a great improvement. Still, we have other challenges. We need to really reduce the bottlenecks, especially like the border delays, the internet issues which we use for customs declaration purpose. So I think we need to really see how we can smoothen the whole clearance process so that the cargo can move smoothly because ultimately when the truck makes more trips, the cost of transport goes down. So that is what we as a country need to do more. So we need to remove those non-tariff barriers, we call it NTBs, yeah.
Thank you so much, Delhi. And the last one, as I let you go, as this event goes on from today and tomorrow, what do you think you're going to take home from it, from the logistics perspective?
I'm looking forward to meet and network with many contractors who are present here. This is the whole idea. We are seeing this is the major event. Again, I can see a lot of new faces. So I'm really looking forward to network with them and see how we can form partnerships and how we can form the synergies so that we can, because the cake is so big, it's not for you or me alone. So we need to share and we all will have our own share. So I'm just really looking forward to see how much we can grab as individuals. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dilly. Good day from us. Okay, and that is the Dilly from Logistics highlighting for us what at least he anticipates as the day goes on. And the MC is actually from telling us, giving us a preamble of what will be happening on by the day. But let me take you to the other side of the corner as well to at least hear what people have got to share more in regards to what we can do to improve the oil and gas sector around this particular country, and also what more can you as the viewer get from these kind of inventions. But you can only do that by simply keeping it at Smart 24 TV. Hello, excuse me. Hi. Good morning. I am sorry, I'm requesting for your time. I think here it's fine. Sure. If you're comfortable with standing. Thank you so much. Good morning, you're live on Smart 24 TV. You could share with us your name, where you're coming from. You know, I'm going to ask you a very not obvious question.
Yes.
Why are you here?
I had nowhere else to go. No, kidding. My name is Humphrey Asimwe. I work with Multilines International Limited. Multilines is a freight forwarding, transportation, and logistics company. It's 100% local content based here in Uganda, but has operations all over the East African region. And this year we make 20 years in this business. So we feel that oil and gas is one of those things that we need to be involved in because there's a lot of logistics involved in oil and gas. And it's one of those activities that is ring-fenced for Ugandan companies. And Multilines being a Ugandan company, we feel this is an opportunity for us to participate. The oil and gas phase that we are in, which is the engineering, procurement, construction and all that, is going to last probably about 3 or so years. And we feel it's a good opportunity for us as a company to be part of. So we are here to be part of this conversation, to listen to talk about local content, national content, and how do we retain value in Uganda, because that is what we are all about. That is what will benefit the local Uganda.
About retaining value, how is that going to be achieved?
So I think the government has done quite a bit on this by passing the National Content Act and the regulations that stipulate how much should be retained in Uganda in terms of personnel, in terms of which sectors must be taken on by Ugandans, so that they encourage Ugandans to be part and parcel of the sector. At the end of the day, I think the most important thing is that Ugandan companies get prepared and get in, okay? And if they are not able to get in individually, they form joint ventures, okay? Bringing together different capabilities, and then so that they can be able to get involved. And we retain value by using Ugandan products, using Ugandan personnel, using Ugandan companies, and making sure that this money that is being invested in this season of oil and gas actually gets retained here in Uganda.
And that brings me to a competition, because this is I just interacted with someone called Delhi, and he highlighted it. He called it actually a cake. It's a big cake, and it shouldn't be shared by just a few. Yes. How are we going to mitigate competition here?
So is it a big cake? Yes. Why is it being shared by a few? Because of the standards. So the standards that are required in oil and gas are high, very high. Actually, it is said that the only the only industry that has higher standards than the oil and gas industry is the nuclear world, where you're talking about nuclear energy and all those kinds of things. Now, why are the standards high? Because the risks are many. Okay, you're dealing with things that are very, very flammable. You're dealing with things that are high value, and because they are high value, lots of people tend to want to poach on any kind of downside. So any company to be involved, whether it is in transport, whether it is in providing food, whether it is in providing personnel, whether it is in audit services or whatever it is, must maintain certain international standards. And when it comes to compliance to standards, that is one area that we as Ugandans need to get involved in and need to actually take seriously, because contracts will leave us, these deals will leave us, and you will have companies from outside Uganda taking them on. Why? Because as Ugandans, we are not willing to invest in standards. It is an investment that you make. You have to invest in compliance. I work with a company, Multilines International Limited, that is ISO certified. Certified in quality management systems, environmental management systems, and occupational health and safety. It's an investment to be able to live by those standards. But at the end of the day, the expectation is that we comply to those standards. When we comply to those standards, we endear ourselves to people who have zero tolerance to no standards. So that is one of the things that as Ugandans and as Ugandan companies, we have to be cognizant of and we have to take seriously.
Thank you so much. Your name again?
Welcome. My name is Humphrey Asimwe.
Thank you, Asimwe, and a good day from me. We will surely be engaging more. One of the things that I cannot forget is quality, and how you're going to make sure you put it in whatever you're doing. And it shouldn't be just about oil and gas, but a lot more. And now allow me break it from here, because like you can see, the MC is already at the podium to take us through the rest of the programming. Surely do not turn off Smart 24 TV, because we are going to roll up to when this programming entirely ends. But my perspective on the attendance or the turn up, if Eddie could show you, you will realize that actually they're more gentlemen, or they're more of a male gender than the female. This one is quite challenging actually, but the day is still on. We'll still surely be engaging and see how the turn-up will be. But for more, you can still be a part of Smart 24 TV online. That is at Smart 24 TV. And don't forget to click the subscription button when you head to YouTube. I'm Rita Cabanyoro. Catch me up there. We're still rolling with you until the end of this particular event. For now, I'm going to take you shortly into a break, but when we return, surely click onto the podium and what's happening with the Kickstarter of the event.